There is a set of patterns, there are systems of beliefs, there are memories of habits that keep you out. It's almost like we have become aware that there are these I have a mental image, so I'm going to explain it to you. When you have a field that's clear, but on the edges of it there is a fence, and with time things stuck to it, you know, through the wind there's all this debris and dirt sticks to it. And with time, over thousands of years, nobody's able to see through the fence. Okay? So we're aware of that now. Day 3 is where we're realizing that we have a choice. We have a choice to return. Let me check something really quick here. Okay, so we have, let me see. Is this what you see? Okay, so we have a choice to return, because ultimately every moment of our life we are co-creators of. We choose. This is the most important thing, I believe, for each human being to understand, that we are forgiven every moment. So every moment we stand in front of a co-creative choice. Okay? That requires us to bring our awareness into the now moment. So our only job here is, our only focus is to be living from that present moment. It's not later, it's not somewhere else, it's not having to be this and that kind of different, but it begins with a decision. And I don't know how many times I have heard this word. It begins with a decision. And the deeper, the more practiced, the more stable that you are coming home, living from home, not letting the mind run with it, not catching on to every thought that comes and looking left and looking right and all over the place, but right here in this moment, you notice that time slows down, and you notice that you don't have 10 million things on the mind. When you create this spaciousness within, one very clear idea will come through. One clear idea that will sound and feel different, and it will feel different to your knowing. Because truth is always present. If you're ever looking for anything in life, remember that truth is always present now. It never leaves. You don't have to work for it to come tomorrow. Truth is. And that's your beginning point. And what we have done in humanity is we simply have left our awareness of it. So we disconnect. We constantly disconnect and disconnect. But we need to remember truth, right? It's a conscious return. So we place that memory into ourselves. We bring it into a lifestyle. We bring it into it's now, it's now, it's now. And no, it doesn't sound all boring that, okay, everything is now. It becomes the being that you are. It becomes known in your body. It becomes known in your mental state. If your mind feels confused, if it feels overwhelmed, if it feels fear, you're not in truth. It's a very clear indicator. So we can now embrace the overwhelm and the worry and all those things, because they are very clear signs. They are the debris on the fence. It's like, I am standing in the fence. Let me come home to truth. The faster that you're able to notice this and return, the quicker you are in your truth, and you create from there. Okay? Now, this doesn't mean that the minute you return and you say something, then it's gonna be immediately poof in your environment. Yes, there are people who have done it where they've manifested just about instantaneously. I have heard of them. I have never met them personally. I have never seen the manifestation personally, but I have seen fire come out of a healer's hand. You know, we have that power. But what it gives you is the stable starting point that, okay, what is the message now? And what is my co-creative choice in this message? What is it that me, the human end of the divinity, chooses to do? And remember that there's always an exchange. There's always an exchange. You receive, you give. You receive. You give, you receive. You give, you receive. The in-breath and exhale. In-breath and exhale. Okay. I want to show you what we did with Nicole, what is available.
Pretty extraordinary, I have to say. I've done work with Tony Robbins. I've gone to Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation retreats. I have energetic counselors. I have additional mentoring counselors. I've just done a lot of self-growth and self-work. And the work that I did with Melinda was extraordinary. She walked me back into my childhood and really helped me pinpoint some moments and some things. And there was a beautiful way in which she walked me through so that I was able to really identify some things that have become a catalyst for why I make the choices and things that I do in my life moving forward. And as a very busy career executive, I work in tech and I'm constantly building new businesses and working with a lot of folks. I have a lot of stressors on me that sometimes don't allow me to go as deep as I need to in order to get to the core of what's really bothering me. And the work she's done with me in a very short amount of time, literally after one session, has allowed me to truly identify in a moment what's triggering something in me or why I'm making the decisions I am, so that I can either course correct instantly or know instantly that I'm making the right choice. So I can't recommend her work enough.
Thank you. So you see that it's always that point of knowing. That point of knowing that, okay, right now, what I choose to act, to say, is now the timeline that I am stepping into. And when you do something consistently, long enough, in a repeated way, just like in sewing, when you're putting down the pattern, you sew something, you create something. That's very important. Consistently, repeatedly, long enough. Okay, we are weaving the physical. Okay. So now I want to tell you a little story about the return process. There was a time a few years ago in my process where I had what I would call a spiritual wobble, like 15, 20 times a day. I can also call it anxiety, because that one did come with a very high, I am out of place. And I needed to, let me come back for a second. And I needed to shorten this process. You know, in my mind, there was the knowing already. Oh, I simply just need to be present. I simply need to bring all of my being into this one place, home, the now home. Okay, I needed to bring my physical body, okay, right here, right now. My mind, right here, right now. my emotional focus right here, right now, and then step from here. But this took quite some time, right? This takes, even the words to speak it out, it's, you know, maybe a minute long. And to bring all of your attention, when your mind is all over the place, it's like you have, you know, 15 thoughts or 1,500. But bringing everything home now became quite tiresome. But it was also an entrainment. It was also an entrainment to train the mind, learn to quickly collapse into now, into this one breath. Okay? So it is through this, through practicing this, like over almost, I don't know, at least 6 months of multiple daily, come back now, come back now, come back now, calm the nervous system, rest the nervous system, take the breath, noticing that I finally came to see that this can be very quick once we collapse concepts, truths, if you will. So, I learned to see, and I invite you to do this with me, to see when you are in the fence, to see when you are in the place that is boggled with old dust, with old beliefs, with old things. I invite you to bring this internal remembrance to you that you are either in your center or you're at the filled up fence, let's just say that. For you to see that you're either home or you're not home. You can't be almost home. You're either in a dimension of truth or in the space of stories that we have learned to believe. You are either living from the tree of life or the tree of the tree of knowledge and evil. This makes it actually very easy for us. We don't have to keep looking left and right. It really is two things. So in a breath, you can learn to see, where am I? Where's my mind? Okay. Then the next move is trust. Now, we can only trust when we are in truth. Our soul inherently knows that when we are in, let's just say, the boggled up fence, the dirty fence, the dusty fence, what is the word I'm looking for? Cluttered, that's the word, cluttered fence. We actually don't really trust. We don't trust ourselves because that's not our truth. You know, the creator of life, God of life, comes through our soul as the nature of creation. And whenever we rip it apart, take it away, put conditions on it, put boundaries and limitations on it, we pull it away from trust. So if you feel in your system that you're not trusting, that you're only saying the words, but you actually cannot believe it in your heart, you cannot believe it so fully in your physical that, you know, when you know something and nobody can shake it, if your trust is just a little bit away from that, then it's distrust. So the minute you're trying to create with distrust, you will create such. Okay. I know, I see that thing keeps happening.
While you're doing that, I'm so sorry I'm late. I was on a call that overran.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Let me see. 15 minutes in. I'm going to really quickly recap for you, Jill, because I want you to experience this.
Oh, I feel bad because I don't want to take away from Andrea.
Andrea, what is your say?
Yes. And it's okay if you want to keep going, Andrea. Oh, where did she go?
I think it's fine.
Are we still there?
It's a recap, no?
Yeah, we can recap because this is important part. Okay.
Thank you.
Starting again, but not exactly. You know what? And I think because this recap, it can never be heard enough. That's the thing. It can never be heard enough because we are going through layers and layers of covered up memory. So you know what? I'm practicing speech, so let's do it.
Oh.
Okay, where is my share?
Without guilt and knowing that you deserve. You deserve hear her words, so don't feel bad.
You are sorry.
Oh, she can't. I don't know if she can see me, but I'm blowing you a kiss. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, are you guys seeing the slide?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. I guess it had to be said again. So in day one, really quickly, because we're in a movement here. So in day one, we learn to recognize that we live in a wobble most of the time, that we live in a place that is not fully our truth. We step out of truth. Okay, so first is we recognize, oh, we're not in truth. And in day two, we became aware that, well, there's these learned things that pull me out. There's these internal habits that were not even chosen consciously, that are just operating in our system. And then in day two, we also learned that it will take our awareness first to see this, to see that there is truth, and then there is this other space, this untruth space, this conditioned space that we're living from. Okay, and in day three, now we're coming to see that, okay, so there's truth, there is this other untruth, and returning to the truth is a choice. It is my choice. I am the co-creator. So let's take a deep breath into this space. In the heart, and by now we know we can quickly come in here, actually come unite with the light that we have been getting to know, and realize that we are the emanation of light. So this choice to return is always ours. Just like how now we took the breath, came and looked at the light in our heart. Okay? So in here we're gonna feel this in more. Every moment presents this choice. Every single moment of life, because every single moment we are forgiven. That's the law. That's the law that holds life. Okay? So every single moment, now, we're forgiven and given a brand new to start from, and it is our choice. Are we aware that this is our choice? Are we right here? Are we home? Are we receiving? Are we stepping into our home, into our truth, that the choice is ours? Or have we forgotten and we're living from the conditions? Okay. Now, for this choice, you don't have to wait. It's not later when I finish the project. It's not tomorrow when so-and-so will come. It's now. It is now, here. And you don't have to become a different person, but by you recognizing and by you coming home to yourself, you are becoming a different person than the second before when you were not at home yet. The minute you come home, you go into a higher dimension of yourself. You come into the truth of home. You can imagine it as the minute you step in your heart, you're already standing in the light of truth, in the beam of truth. And you're already shifting in dimensions and in pressure. You can imagine this as you're starting to elevate on an elevator. But first you need to step into the elevator to be taken to the place where you can see from higher, right? Okay, so it always starts with your conscious decision to come home. Conscious decision to come home. Okay. I'm going to come back with the fence allegory because I really liked that earlier. So when you're in your space of elevator, when you're in your heart, when you're in your truth, you know it's truth. You feel it. You know it in your body. It's in your breath. So we're going to call that your center space. The conditioned habits of your life, the conditioned beliefs, the fears as they have woven themselves into your life, we're going to call that this fence that has simply been built. It has been built by the village around you, around the light of your truth. The village has forgotten, and they said, that light is too bright. We're going to build this little fence around. And throughout years, as the wind blows, paper and trash and plastic bags and whatnot gets stuck in that fence. And with time, if you were to stand in front of it, you cannot see out. If you're standing on the outside of it, you cannot see in. Okay? So we have a very distinct difference and separation, as in differentiation, for us to understand where we are. When we're in truth, it feels good. It feels true. It feels certain. It feels grounded. Some may even perceive more light in them. It's a knowing. When you are in the fence, you're overwhelmed. You have fear running in your body, in your shoulders. Your body picks up a protective style. You do not feel clear. You can imagine that if you're standing right at that fence, you're like, I'm not sure. So that is when you feel yourself as such, turn around, turn into the center, look into the center, come home. Because truth never ever leaves you. Truth is the constant. Truth is the permanent. That is the only permanent in our life. That is the only rock worth rooting in. That is the only rock worth rooting ourselves, our identity into. Truth will walk with you every day. Truth will stand throughout time. Truth is not always easy to stand in, but it will always bring you into your highest benefit. Even if it hurts, you will always see that you are held in truth. And truth, since it comes from forgiveness, it is by nature unconditional love. Let me bring a little story in here as to the different natures of truth, because we can say, oh, the flower is so beautiful. It's true that the flower is beautiful. Yes. We can see life in the flower, right? We can see creation in flower, the law, the creative law. Now, when my ex-husband, he was an ex at that moment yet, when I found out the betrayal, it was truth. And it was extremely, extremely painful. I wish I didn't know that truth. It wasn't the kind of truth that one wants to know. But in its extreme pain, it was still the truth to now choose my steps from. Okay? In grief is the cutting edge of truth. Because it gives you the choice now. What do you step? What is your word? What do you choose? Now that you know this truth, what is your choice? Now, for a couple of weeks, I did what I'm sure a lot of people do. Oh, maybe this isn't really truth. Maybe we can bend this truth. Maybe we can deal and wheel with this truth. But the truth remains. Okay? So notice what I said. I decided to not accept really the truth and think that that this isn't so. So it is us who leaves our awareness of the truth. Truth will remain, and we decide to run around. Maybe I can go to the fence. It looked better from the fence. I already got used to seeing the junk on the fence. I know how to live with the junk on the fence. The truth is so bright, I'm not ready yet. Yeah? But when we do that, we're actually disconnecting. We're disconnecting from the flow of life. We're disconnecting from more truth coming through. And truth as it is, it will constantly live and bring you and walk with you and keep bringing you to your highest expression. It will keep giving you ideas. It will keep giving you inspirations. It will keep giving you nourishment. It will hold you. It will walk with you. It will advise you. Because the truth is one. The truth is God. The truth is the Holy Spirit that is right here, right now. In you, around you, through you. If you could see me, I am so goosebumped. Love it when Holy Spirit sits on like this. The power that the human has been given, the human emanation of life, is you're right here on this plane. You can play. What do you choose? Notice the power we have been given. Notice the trust we have been given. Do you choose to remember that? Now, they say that once you know the truth, you cannot unknow it. That's another beautiful thing. So if you leave from here today and you decide, I'm not gonna play in truth, I'm gonna go to the fence and, play with the plastic that got stuck in there, it's your choice. And as such, the consequences will happen. But the main thing is, truth is here now. And you come into here with your breath, just like how we did. Take a breath, come sit into your heart, and notice the light. And I'm sure, and I know that with practice, this becomes so much faster. This becomes instant. This becomes entrained into your body. Okay. Now I wanna show you her. Nicole that I work with, the shift that it took. It was such a noticeable big shift with her, because the minute you come into truth, it's like you reposition and you choose different. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Melinda's work with me has been pretty extraordinary, I have to say. I've done work with Tony Robbins. I've gone to Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation retreats. I have energetic counselors. I have additional mentoring counselors. I've just done a lot of self-growth and self-work. And the work that I did with Melinda was extraordinary. She walked me back into my childhood and really helped me pinpoint some moments and some things. And there was a beautiful way in which she walked me through so that I was able to really identify some things that have become a catalyst for why I make the choices and things that I do in my life moving forward. And as a very busy career executive, I work in tech and I'm constantly building new businesses and working with a lot of folks. I have a lot of stressors on me that sometimes don't allow me to go as deep as I need to in order to get to the core of what's really bothering me. And the work she's done with me in a very short amount of time, literally after one session, has allowed me to truly identify in a moment what's triggering something in me or why I'm making the decisions I am, so that I can either course correct instantly or know instantly that I'm making the right choice. So I can't recommend her work enough.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I just now noticed that she did this, right? The now. And I noticed doing that too, like in truth now. In one breath, we're home. Notice between Christina earlier from Monday, right? It was one moment. That's why I say it's always one decision. It's one moment when your awareness comes deep enough home where you're like, oh, a different space opened up. What do I choose now? And the minute you do that, you will be not only guided, but you start walking a different space and you have different then guidance come through, different information open up. This is why you can collapse so much time into a few days. But you must walk from truth, from the clear space within, because the fence doesn't really let you walk too far. And actually, even that's just the fact that it came as a fence holds you back, right? A fence holds you back. And so many times we're like, but it's this, but it's this, but it's this, but it's this. What we keep looping the same fear. That's an interesting aspect of human. Okay. Let's take a deep breath here. Deep breath. Let this settle. Come into your heart space. Let this settle. Okay. My little story of my return process. So, a few years ago, when I was already knowing of the connection with the higher self, at that time, I believe I already have named God. It was a process. I do not come from a religious background. And if anything, it was the way my family, the school, like the surroundings viewed religion or the idea of God was, oh, well, that's just crazy. Can't see it. It's not true. Those people who believe that they're crazy, they're being manipulated. And yes, part of it is true, being manipulated, but it also gave me this, I'm not looking that way. No, that's not for me. So even to come to a place where, okay, so there's the higher being, and by then teachings of coherence, in different word, continuity, alignment, congruence. All those words mean the same, but the way it came to me was coherence. 33 actually. That's even the name of the base course. It came into my system to be coherent in mind, in my emotional focus, in my boundaries, in my free will. So I was always collecting these. It would take me minutes to bring myself into this home, into this union. So about, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3, when I was going through a lot of wobbling, it was many times a day, many times a day. I remember one time I was making breakfast. I was making eggs, which, and toast. How long does that take? Let's call it 10 minutes. And I was counting like the 8th. Like, wow, this is insane. So 8 times going out of place, going to the fence, if you will, going into the wobble, feeling bad, feeling the overwhelm, feeling anxiety. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back. Okay, I'm collecting all of me. My physical body right here, my mind right here, come down. My emotions right here, come down. This is what I want. I'm connecting in with the one. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Continue making my egg. Oh my gosh, again. Okay, I know, let's do this again. So, I'm like, okay, I need to make this fast. Need to make this not a minute, but now. I need to be able to collapse this into now. So, I realized that if I collapse truth into one word, into one, I guess you can call it concept, but it's truth, then I collapse time. So first, see. We've introduced that in day 1. See that you're in the wobble. That's very immediate. Become aware that I also have a choice. Okay, that's quite immediate now. Make the decision to come back. Okay. So simply from the idea of seeing, that helped me take that empowered position. I'm in the middle of my heart and I see that I'm here home. Anything that's not, I'm not even entertaining anymore. I'm keeping my focus right here in truth, because only truth lives through time. Conditions don't. Now, 3 years, I don't even know what I was worried about. I don't even know what upset me. So bring focus in now. This collapsed into so fast that it was like, okay, I see now. The next step was, do I trust? Do I really trust? And I believe this is where you came in, Jill. So, this is the second part that we're collapsing today. In truth, in life, can you trust? Do you actually trust that life holds you? Now, I didn't many a times at that time, and a lot of people don't, because we've had stuff happen. We've had people die who we think shouldn't have. We've lost money, jobs, opportunities, health that makes us doubt in life. So when you are not in your trust, you distrust. You will continually create distrust. And I believe that this is a lot of place where people have such hard time with, where beautiful visionaries have such hard time with bringing in, grounding their medicine, the beauty that they're here to bring. Because as long as you distrust the source of life, as long as you distrust the light in your heart, you're not in your trust. And if you look at the human system, if you look at light as light travels, but you decide to like, but over here I distrust, notice how the shape changes, the communication changes, the sound changes, the co-creation changes. So, in one lesson, trust, to build up trust, it takes deeper work. So right now, this really is a surface of building trust within yourself. And the most concise way I can say it is the distrust that we have learned to accept, to translate our stories in and accept that so-and-so died too young, that so-and-so hurt me, betrayed me, that this was so unfair. The truth, if you see in there that the truth always remained, then that will help you come back to trust. Yes, many times life doesn't happen the way we want, but we're not the grand architect. We are the tail end. We are the acting end. There's a much bigger, we can't even fathom the orchestration of life. We can see the beautiful, we call it serendipity. We can call it coincidence. You're like, wow, all this worked out for me. I actually see that yesterday this happened and today that happened and this person was brought in and that person did that, and oh my gosh, I was literally handed this situation. And what I thought yesterday was so bad, where I said this is so unfair and I don't trust anymore, now it's given to me that here is the gift unfolded. Once you are able to humble yourself to, you are created and guided by the desire of the original heart that desires all of us to live, otherwise we would not be here. Then you can sink deeper into trust. Okay? From this place, take the action. Take the action. Take the action. From this place you speak, from this place you act, from this place you draw, you paint, you sing, you dance. From this place. This is, you are creating from the light of truth, in alignment with the light of truth, and the beauty that comes through. We all know what that looks like. I see that in your painting, Jill. I know what it looks like. We see it when in American Idol, a singer comes along who sings like an angel and sings from the heart. We see it in a baby's eyes, in baby's eyes. We know what it feels like. And we know what it feels when it's not. Let's take a deep breath in our heart. Notice the light in our heart. Going down in front of the spine, so also noticing the spine, and very quickly, like allowing our awareness to illuminate the spine. Going down to our stomach area. Okay? The processing, the digesting of life. Okay. Take in next breath, make more space, expand more space. Again, noticing the illumination in the heart. The information highway of our spine, the digestion of life in our stomach, going down to our creation space, okay, the womb. Even in males, there's the creation space. And notice how different this space feels in relation to the heart, to the spine and stomach. Actually, let's do this again so you can see it more. Take a deep breath, expand, really expand your space. Like you are creating a bigger space within you. Notice the illumination in your heart. And still in the breath, where this is on top of the breath, we're holding, moving in this space. The illumination of the information in your spine, the movement and the sound of your digestion of life in the stomach space, just in front of the spine, and the creation space, the womb space, kind of like slightly down from the tailbone. Let's sit at our creation space. Let things come up for you, simply noting what comes up. In the creation space, we're going to bring the seeing where we are. It's almost like allow that space to open its eyes, which is still your eyes, but it's a different texture. And again, when I speak of these things, if it doesn't come to you, it comes to everybody the way it does. Allow it to come to you as it does. I remember years ago, one of my teachers who perceived frequencies, her husband was so frustrated because he couldn't see. But when you talk to him, it's like, he had so much wisdom. I said, of course you see. He's like, but I don't see with my eyes. I said, but don't you know? He says, yes, it comes as a knowing. Let it. Okay? So again, deep breath. We see. Let your eyes of your creation be at the door of the portal of you coming into physical space. The human being is the portal. The female body is the portal from heaven to earth. And now see your place of trust in here. Okay. If a creative hit comes to you, you can simply, either it doesn't come, you're just resting, nourishing. But if a creative hit comes to you to do something, do one thing in that direction now. You can always reduce any action into what can I do about it now. Even if that means I'm gonna pick up a pen and draw one line and another line to make the mark that this is what I'm going to remember, and after this call I'm going to continue this. Put it into physical action from this place, because this space carries the frequency where you brought it from. When you look at those two lines again, your memory, your physical memory, will come back to this space. People who quantum leap, it's the space, the frequency space they take the actions from that collapses so much time. Because in this space, it being more spacious, remember we're inside truth now, that fence, it doesn't even live anymore, that dirt fence, whatever things, we're in the the space of truth, it's more spacious. Energy can move around more. Inspiration can move around more. What you ground, what you act, what you move in this space is coded with this frequency of truth. Okay. I know we're going to come back to this tomorrow. Right now, just observe the expansion. Notice whether you feel the expansion of space and capacity within you. Allow your body to rest in this space. Okay, we're also going to release, what it seems, the memory of forgiveness for yourself and the body. Take a deep breath. Allow forgiveness to wash through your body. Invite to see perhaps a color that can ground it in more. Okay. So as you walk in your days, as you do your actions, your task, remember to return to truth before you react. When somebody says something, when you see something, when you are reacting, place the memory. Let me return home first in this breath. Okay, now I will respond, because now I'm doing it from conscious choice, not the old memory, not the conditioning. Before you make a decision today as to what you will create, even if it's as simple as the decision of what to make for dinner, take that breath. Allow yourself to come home to truth. Why not? Isn't this the best place to create from? And see how you want to proceed. Before you release something from your hands, you make a phone call, you send a text, you send an email, you connect with your people that you're here to share your gifts with. Come home. Wouldn't you want to release it with the highest frequency? You know, in crafting, and this is especially with like teenage girls, when they will stick little hearts on an envelope, little flowers. Imagine your truth frequency being that you're coding your action with that truth frequency. So before you send the text, it's like, here's a little heart sticker of truth. Because this is the space I choose to create my relationship with you. This is from where I choose to live, to interact with you. And the with you, it's not just a romantic partner, it's any person. Okay? When you hear something that might irritate you, come home, check. What is the truth in this? Is this only truth? Because I choose now to live in and from truth and respond from truth. And if I hear a story that I hear the untruth in it, I will speak to the truth of it, because that is my co-creative power. There is no one that can stop me doing that. It has been given to me by the light within my heart. This is the kind of empowerment that is peaceful, that is in groundedness and stability, and therefore is carried in peace. This communication of truth cannot be fought with. Yes, somebody can argue it, but it cannot be fought with. It cannot be knocked down. Okay? And this does become entrained in life, where this becomes a way of life. Okay? Those, daily 15, 20 wobbles that I used to do back then, that taught me all this, that brought me to, this is what you're here to share. When I started to see, like, oh my gosh, this is like, as we grow, we all wobble. When it became the, in one breath, I'm right here home, all of me, I realized I don't want to leave this place. So I live from this place. I live life from this place. It is a new way of life. The human being renews into a new. I know that my nervous system is very, very, very different than it used to be. I see it with people that I have worked with, who used to be in fear, and now they're in, like, there's this strength. There's a knowing. There's a capacity to hold the moves of life, the changes of life. Okay. I am going to come back. We'll talk about this before the homework. I'm going to look at your shares. Because I'm knowing, a hug from the heart. I don't trust very much, although I have gotten much better. Yes. No, you need to, so might it be believe, move, act, trust until you see. You have to have trust first. You're acting from trust. You believe because you trust. Trust is right next to truth in frequency. If you do not trust, you cannot believe. You must perceive trust to then believe, to have your feelings, to have your acts. Okay.
I think I perceive it different.
Oh,
You
wait,
believe,
but
and
take
because
your,
you believe.
take your hand away, because it's distorted sound.
Okay. The way that I say it is, for you to trust, you to believe. So first comes belief, and once you believe, then you can know and trust that it's happening. And then because you believe, you will see it. But I don't understand how belief goes after trusting, because the trust is built by belief.
What about people who believe something that is far away from truth, but they still believe it? Without trusting, without ever knowing the God, the inner being, in conditioning. Okay, so I'll bring an example. My mother, let me see, what do I want to bring? Believes that she must have a man next to her because of, because she says then it looks weird when she goes to a dance and she can't dance alone, and all these men who are married and who only want sex will ask her. Okay, she believes that, but this belief comes from distrust. Okay.
And when you mentioned that, I thought of a child who trusts their parent and then believes something is going to happen because they've already put their trust in that parent, even though they don't see that thing yet. Like maybe
Yes.
they're going to be taken somewhere lovely, right?
Yes.
And so they get excited because they trust the parent.
Yes.
And the evidence comes later on, but it comes after the trust, it comes after the belief.
Yes. 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 Exactly. Yeah, we teach our children to trust, like when we teach them to trust Santa Claus, which interesting. I viewed that differently
They
because
believe.
um,
It's no, like for me, it's like they believe in Santa Claus, and because they believe in Santa Claus, they receive. If you don't believe, then you don't receive. It's not trusting, it's believing. I think the trust comes from evidence, right? Like you believe in Santa Claus comes. You see the gifts, now you know that he exists and it's real and brings the gifts. So that's what makes you trusting. Believing in your parents, it's, I think, a completely different thing. And believe, what kind of belief are we talking about? Because I think
how did they know about Santa Claus in the first place? Their parents, when they were very, very small, started putting that into their mind, right? That there's a Santa Claus and he's coming tonight, got to be asleep before midnight.
yes.
And so they believe, oh, I've got to fall asleep, otherwise Santa Claus isn't going to leave me a present. And then the evidence comes the next day with the present.
Yes, but first they trust their parents, what the parent says, and this is where it comes in that a truthful word is trusted, and we always say that once we teach our kids that once you lie, you what is that word? You lose. Others will lose trust in you, right? After that, you don't believe what they say. If somebody cheats on you multiple times and then they say this time you simply don't believe because you have lost trust.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And regardless of what the evidence ends up being in the end, you still distrusted them.
Right. Yeah. And also, when people are struck with a trauma, they then go, I can't trust you, God, anymore. I can't place my trust in you anymore. So trust is a frequency before belief. Okay. Right now, same horrific truth.
And so to manifest everything, where we've heard from many people, right, that, well, you have to believe to see, not see to believe. But actually, they don't mention the trust beforehand.
Yes.
Like you have.
Yes. And I'm so glad you say this. I'm so glad you say this because this program, how it was coming through me, is I don't hear people talking about the core, right? Believe and imagine and see, but where is your core? Where is the grounding? There are people who are not even aware of higher beings, but only as a vague universe. Where are you? Where are you creating from? And also what I perceive is, the people that I attract and that I have in my sphere, those who I call, let's say, successful. Although by the definition of success, I know I'm successful. I know both of you are successful because a successful person is someone who consistently walks towards the unfolding of a higher purpose. So what I see, and I know I have a few creators who when they started, they kind of had a vague idea, but then as of divinity, and as they were creating more, they started to come closer and closer, and then they started to name God. I'm like, wow, I think after all, and at the beginning of all, people who are successful in a way where they, not just a lot of money, but the holding, the health, the lifestyle, the being aware, walking in awareness, ultimately they all come to God. Non-religious, they all say it is us. You cannot put us into a religion. And what I bring in, I know, is the embodiment, the feel it. Once you feel it, nobody can take it. I felt it. If somebody cuts you with a knife, nobody can tell you you weren't cut with a knife. I felt it. It's right there. It hurts. I even have a scar. In my heart, I perceive the light. I didn't perceive the light many years ago. I perceived the light when I invited it in. And then it came more. And then all my programs came through. It's like, whoa. Okay, thank you for giving it to me. It said share, speak, share. This is for others. Okay. I was in a marriage for 14 years when I should have left in 6 months. Didn't want to see the truth, so more and more pain kept coming until I finally walked away. Oh my gosh, that's my story. But I let him do the walking away by betrayal. I was chicken. So, I brought it about.
Oh, right. No, I walked away because of all the betrayal and the mental abuse, I would say, that was put on me.
Yes, a lot of mental abuse.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I just left it 3 years and a half.
What's that?
That I just left it 3 years and a half. I walked away. I couldn't handle more than 3 years and a half.
Yeah.
With narcissism.
Oh gosh, yeah. My husband
for me
was a
was
narcissist.
I was just gonna ask that, but I'm like, I think that's mine too. A narcissist. Narcissists are here to teach us a lesson. It took years, but I am at a point where thank you for doing what you did. Thank you for, in literally a moment, in matter of a minute, you have stood in front of me and my life, my belief system collapsed. It was so very painful, but I did it in one everything that I knew and that I thought collapsed. And yes, of course, it was extremely painful, and I could barely walk and barely breathe and, cry, yes, all that. But man, did it set me on a different timeline? Yes. Did my spirit then, that was my spirit saying, okay, you pulled the rubber too long. This is not good. I'll do it for you here. And shot me into the direction of my spiritual growth.
I wonder if that's, now you're saying it, now I recognize, I think that's what happened to me.
Yes.
But I couldn't recognize, I thought of it more, I survived something, he couldn't break me. But I was looking at it, I think, in not the correct or the best way. And what you've just said made me realize that although I was kind of trying to head in that direction, I couldn't, because I had a fence so thick of plastic and garbage that I couldn't get past it. And when he did that and my world came crumbling down, I think that's when I started to rebuild myself a different way. And it was since 2006, so it's taken me a long time.
Yes, it does. And I'm so glad you're bringing this up, because that change, right? Thinking of yourself as I've survived it, it was done to me. I survived it. I'm a victim, but I came out. I came from the shipwreckage and I swam to the shore, and I'm like, okay, I'm here. But saying, I actually created it. I created it.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow, though.
Or give it some time, you will see am I so powerful?
But actually, I can kind of see the blessing of it as well, that I actually helped myself. Because it actually, launched me like a catapult in a completely different direction.
Yes, yes. And giving gratitude to that and release him in that, it frees up so much space that it will yet again give you more nourishment, more inspiration, more gumption, if you will, to your creative power. And through your creation, like give more power.
You've said so many things, especially today, that I am absolutely blown away.
Thank you.
Of the different shifting perception and recognizing of things, and like what we've just spoken about, that I've worked with different people for years and they've never gotten this much from one single person. I can't explain it.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This morning I had a very strong like downloading was coming in, and new information was coming in. I couldn't put words to it yet, but I knew, I'm like, okay, this is today is gonna be really like I could feel that it was gonna be impactful today. And that's why I restarted it also when you came in, not just continued, because I wanted you to feel the whole thing. And I even thought, I'm like, am I even gonna keep unschedule or what I originally last night thought I would say, or is it gonna be different? I'm like, I know it's gonna be built in differently. So this is the power when you are home. Pretty much, other than this week, because this is a 5 days, and this is the first time I do a 5 days. I've done 3 days many a times, but 5 days, simply the structure is different. But all the teachings that I do, I am guided to come here now at this time. So it's important that I keep the time. That is my co-creation. And this is what comes. I will give you the words. So what comes through is what is relevant for those that I'm sharing with. It is for you. I am the vessel. And I am really glad you got to experience
like that
it
as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's it's reduced me to tears a bit.
Okay.
Because I'm grateful that you were the willing person to be that vessel for the information to come through.
I want to say something for you to notice, because I've worked with her, for 3 years?
3 years.
Here and there, since we started being friends. And the more we spend time together, and the more that these truths start to come through her and the way that she spoke. When you are in class with her, when you're talking to her, notice when her voice starts to break. Because that means that she's speaking from a higher voice coming through her, and then the voice starts to sound a little bit raspy. So whenever she's talking to you and you start to hear a kind of sound, you're like, this is God, stop speaking to her. So I got chills.
And you spoke some kind of light language when we were in the room space. I don't recognize those words you said. I speak a different light language, and I didn't ever think of it like that, but it's something that happened to me a long time ago. I'll tell you about it someday. But
light language is such an interesting when it gets activated, because it gets activated. I reach a space and it's just like comes forth, and I know by now, like, let it go. It's beautiful. All right, lovelies, I'm loving this. Let me see where we are. Okay, I still have time. Let's look at the homework, yeah? Or did you have anything to? That's right. Did you have any other comments, questions before?
I want to talk to you one day.
We will.
Okay.
We will.
And I loved what you said. Notice the power and trust we have been given. That really hit me.
Yes. That's, yes.
Like it's an honor to be
Yes.
given that.
Ooh, I get chills. Yes, that's a powerful one. I remember when that came to me, I'm like, oh, we have been trusted first.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I trust the one who trusts me? The one who is faithful always. Oh my gosh, I have so many goosebumps. I don't think I've ever seen myself like completely full, just goosebumps.
Oh, can you interpret what you're saying?
Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, and I don't look to it. It will either come through or not. And when it does, I will say it in English.
Most of the time I don't. Yeah, most of the time I don't know what it's saying. Yeah. Sometimes I see images of things that tell me, like if I'm sending healing to somebody, it will show me things, but most of the time I couldn't say in words, in English words, what that was. Yeah.
So now when I just simply asked, and what came in is simply that, remember that. That's what it was, remember that.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at work. Okay, homework. So practice this, returning throughout your day, right? Practice take that deep breath and come to your heart. Very fast. See, right? See where you are. Are you in the center of your truth, or are you hanging out by the cluttered fence? This is very quick now that we brought this analogy in, right? Look around, obviously, what's happening. Do you trust, right? Are you acting from trust? Because in that you also see what is true. I mean, truth, what is true? You're here to only speak to truth, to only act from truth, to only entertain truth. Humanity has entertained untruth for so long. Why would we do it any longer? It does not lead to where you need to be. We are here to create our lives now as the new, renewed mind, renewed creation human being who remembers truth. And we are creating ourselves anew and into the frequency that lives on new earth now. Yeah? So now that you know, you cannot unknow that you are trusted in living in truth, acting from truth, sharing from truth. Okay? And remain in that center. Remain in that center and choose your action from here. Okay? To me, those words of what I wrote it down with, they were such simple words. See, trust, move. See, trust, move.
And I can sense their life changing.
Yeah. I'm gonna close the side now. Do you need to write it or no? Are we good?
I've written it already.
Okay.
I don't know if Andre is okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well.
Okay, I have a question. So by seeing, trusting, and moving, what do you mean by seeing if you don't have it yet?
See where you are. See your position.
Okay.
Are you at home or you're at the fence?
Okay.
So
When
the
you're having a
situation.
wobble.
Yeah. Seeing. So I could see it, position yourself. But our seeing is the strongest. So when you position, you see the position you're in. You can even do something as little as turn yourself a little bit and notice what's next to you, like ground into the physical space. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate these. It's so wonderful to come to spaces where there's this understanding interaction. So I thank you very much. I have no idea what we're gonna do tomorrow. It's simply it's not in my mind right now,
It'll come to you,
and
don't
it will
worry.
come to me, and I know this probably is a sign that we may shift than what I originally had thought. So you know that we're gonna ground this even deeper. Notice what you notice, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time.
Sure. Oh, shall I show you my painting quick before
Yes,
you go?
yes, please do.
Yeah, okay.
Please do.
There's a particular one I want to show you. Hold on.
Yes.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that painting of yours and it is amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Like,
Wow.
wow. Ooh, it gives me the chills. It gives me the chills.
I had to be careful with it because I'm putting it in a frame, so I've taped it ready to put screws in the back. So I was trying to
It doesn't look like a photo.
It's
That's amazing.
it's absolutely beautiful. It is a portal.
I
It
want to
is.
see it
Do you
again.
think so?
Can I see
Yes.
it again?
Yes. Yes.
Sure, yeah. Hold on. Let me unplug my things so I can hear you.
You can I was
might-
gonna say
And you are in the frame, Melinda.
what do you mean?
You're pinned. You're the
Pinned.
only
Oh, hold on. So let's pin her then.
Move this chair out of the way.
Add spotlight. How about this? Can you see her now too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not in focus though, is it?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, slightly out of focus, but yeah, bring it. Yes,
Okay.
there.
Oh, I
Okay.
think you have the blurry background thing. So if you can deactivate the blurry background, then we can see it more.
Blurry
detail.
background.
No,
Yeah,
it's
on the-
water. She's in water. She's in water.
No, I mean,
No,
I mean
the-
painting.
No, I'm in regular background.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel
she's
like
in regular.
The zoom background
Let me
is
check.
blurry. You see how it changes?
You know what, Jill? Just take a picture of it and put it into here, into the
Oh, I'll show
message.
you what I know what's easier. Look, I'll show you this. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Because I think it's just like a setting that.
Oh,
you
I
can
can't
choose.
share. I was going to share my screen.
Yeah, just put it in here as a picture, and then she can see it.
Oh, I got to find one quick. Hold on. Picture.
Actually, let
Add.
me see.
Is it file? Computer.